Hello, hope you've been happy, healthy, and safe. We are going to do a pick your pile. Timestamps will be down below, pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. So take a moment, pick your pile, and I will meet you there. Okay, calling in the energies of pile 1, please, Spirit. What do you have to tell my pile 1 YouTube viewers today for their highest and best good? Calling in only the highest of angels, guides, spirits, and beings, and higher self to get the messages the YouTube viewers need to hear today. Okay. Alright, okay. What are your current energies for YouTube viewers? Pile 1. What is their current energy? What is the situation they're facing at this moment? Okay, so ears wide open. So right now there's a situation where you're listening to a lot of things. I'm feeling your ears are wide open to listening to other people, to listening to yourself, to listening to all sorts of communications. I feel like that is your situation right now. Your challenge, let's see what your challenge is with this situation. Okay, your challenge is willing release with the 49. So your challenge is releasing, I feel, an idea, or releasing, I feel like it's an idea or a perception about someone or something. So there's, and it's surrounding maybe an idea to end certain things to do with your everyday life, your home, your finance, your job. It feels like you're listening to all this stuff, but it does feel like you are having a hard time figuring out where you need to be or go or do what you should do. Okay, so your outcome, just staying on this path, like just listening to everybody else and just whatever, not listening to your own intuition, not listening to spirit, your higher self, or spirit's advice. What is your outcome? Okay, so your outcome, listening to others, maybe releasing something that you need to release, as bearing fruit. Okay, so your outcome, even if you don't take the advice from spirit, but you take the advice from other people, it does feel like there is going to be new beginnings in regards to a partnership of some sort. There's going to be transformation here for you. and the possibility of something new bearing fruit, okay? So, but you have to be willing with this challenge still to release something, okay? Okay, now what advice does Spirit have for you in this situation? Own your lioness power. So in this card, it's showing that she's earned all of her stripes, but it's also she's reading a book about fairy tales. And this goes back to the listening and the communication, and there's a 3 in this too. It's new beginnings about communication. So there's an element here about listening to the fairy tales that perhaps others say, but also I feel like the fairy tales that you listen to yourself or that you make up yourself. Almost like I'm picking this up as fairy tales within your own head, right? There's an element of moving past those fairy tales, being willing to release and put an end to them and own your power, right? And perhaps a new way of listening, not only to yourself but to your higher self, okay? And then homeward, take yourself out on a date, with the 4 and the 2. So there's definitely an element here that you are moving towards something more self-love, more structure in your everyday life, more structure in your partnerships, transformation, listening to advice, but also taking your own advice, okay? So the challenge is just, your challenge right now is releasing something or someone, okay? Spirit is saying, like, you definitely need to keep your ears open, right? Listen to the advice from others, listen to the advice from Spirit, listen to the advice from yourself to make up the best decision in order to, bear fruit. You also have the confidence card. It comes with time and practice, okay? So I feel like perhaps there was a little bit of you that lacked confidence in the past, but I feel like there's new beginnings, new partnerships, that are being communicated to you that are really helping you move forward. It feels a little bit like you're listening to others, but it also feels like you are being heard, okay, at this time, okay? And that's gonna grow. If you're not, it's a message from Spirit to surround yourself with people that will listen, and that will help build your confidence, okay? Let's get one more, and then we'll get the... Actually, I really don't think we need a pendant, because that really is your potential outcome. Yeah, so bearing fruit, and you got your potential is endless, okay? So I feel like, there's going to be change to your structures, because of endings, and now that is leading you to endless possibilities that are bearing fruit within your life, especially if you take the advice from your inner guidance and spirit and own your truth. Have love for yourself. Don't be waiting to there's an element here of waiting for someone else. I'm picking up and this will only be for a few of you. You need to release a certain relationship or a certain something, and you need to listen to the people and the signs and your own intuitive signs about this situation with the ears wide open, okay? Because it will bring you into this space, but you need to be willing to release something first, okay? You definitely need to. And I feel like it coming up in your challenge position, there's just an element here of you just don't want to, whether it's a partnership, a job, whatever it may be. You're having a hard time letting go, okay? And you need to be willing to release that. Know that you have come home to yourself, right? Maybe you need to, in this, she's traveling away from something, traveling on to brighter days. In this card, she's on vacation. This card, she looks happy. So, in any regard, it's all about coming home to yourself, gaining that confidence, learning to listen to others, but also listen to yourself and what's being communicated to you to learn and grow. Okay, what do you need to surrender? And then we'll get a message from the universe. And then we'll move on to pile 2. Just like that. Just like that. Okay, what do you need to surrender? You need to surrender your need to always being right. In this card, it's a partnership. So for some of you, this could be it could be a situation where somebody in the partnership always needs to be right and they need to listen more. But I feel like you need confidence within yourself. Come home to yourself. Let go of the fairy tales, that you're telling yourself. And just that need to be right. Give others a gift of letting them be right. So if somebody else... Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationship. It also comes, this person, this could be you or the person you're dealing with, but in all these cards, I just noticed this. In all these cards, the person has red hair. So I don't know if that means anything to you, but just, it could have meaning for you. Just a side note there. Yeah. Okay, so there's a situation here that you need to let go of, perhaps surrounding about your need to be right, and you need to listen about something, okay, in order to be able to release. Okay, let's get a message from the universe, and then we will leave the reading there, okay? And surrendering your need to always be right is also confidence. Just so you know. Speak up. So, again, with the confidence too, you know, you do need to speak up, but you need to speak with confidence. You need to admit your part. Vulnerability shows great confidence. Being wrong about something is okay. It shows that vulnerability. But in any regard, you need to speak up for yourself. I'm getting with this as well. Like with the lioness and the confidence, like you just need that that strength, inner strength within yourself, because your potential will be endless, right? When you speak up and bearing fruit, right? So, yeah, good. All right, so that was pile 1. We will move on to pile 2. All right, pile 2. Am I? Pile 2. Okay. Clearing from pile 1. Calling in the energies of pile 2 viewers. Highest angels, guides, spirits, higher selves. Anyone who has a message for them today. For their highest and best good, please, Spirit, what do you have for them today? And one more, 3. Yes. Yes. Okay, let's use these guys because we haven't used them in a while. Let's use them. And then, of course, they got to be right at the bottom, hey? It's just how it's got to be. It's just got to be like that. It's just how it's got to be. Okay, so what is your current situation? Let's see. What is your current situation? Woo. Okay, your current situation. You have the Mending Bridges card. So your current situation is possibly healing rifts. It says, I heal rifts, I am a mender. So there's something here that needs to be dealt with. And what is your challenge? Your challenge is simplifying your life. Okay, your challenge is treasuring the simple pleasures of your life. Your challenge is, in regards to the Mending Bridges, maybe there's conflict and you're having a hard time cleaning out the clutter from those challenges, to mend bridges. Let's see, what is the, let's use these guys. What is your outcome? Okay, your current outcome, should you do nothing, is conflict, hostilities, and unrest. Okay, so hostilities in communication. There needs to be new beginnings there to create structure. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so what is Spirit's advice? Let's get Spirit's advice. Let's use to avoid these hostilities and bring about a new potential outcome. Okay, so what does Spirit advise The YouTube viewers, pile 2, to avoid these conflicts. Alright, what do we got? These ones are sticking together, so... Okay. These guys. Alright, so clear out the old. So you are... It makes sense. With the Simplify Your Life, you are having a challenge clearing out the old. Clearing out the old, and I see, if you can see in this picture, it's almost like he has a blindfold and there's all this stuff going around in his head. So it's telling me that you're having a difficult time cleaning out that clutter. Mental clutter is how I'm taking this, and just going with the flow. Following your intuition. There needs to be a change here, because also, if you can see, there's another lady, you know, it looks like there's love there, but there's a lock on. This looks like a male. Looks like there's a lock on his heart. Looks like he's surrounded by love, but there's something within his mind space that he's just not letting go of. So there's a element here that you need to let go of something, okay? You also need empowerment. You need to change certain structures that are holding you back, that are not empowering to you, that are not creating stability, that are not creating balance or freedom, okay? You need, and in this card it looks like she's looking at it off in the distance, but it's almost like all this stuff is holding her down. She sees the bright, the awesomeness, but it's almost like she's stuck in the storm, if you can see that. Okay? Feels like, it almost feels like whatever this is, stuck in your mental space because of uncertainty for the future, okay? And one more. What else? Understand your bountiful harvest. Okay, this came in the reverse, so it tells me that you're not appreciating what you already have. It's like you want more, but you're not seeing what's right in front of you, what you already have. Okay, and this is to do with partnerships. It feels almost like you're pushing, with this closed heart and being blind, you're all up in your head, you're pushing people away, it feels like. Yeah, and you just need to clear all that out. Like, you need to clear all those old ideas and all that stuff that's creating the hostilities in the first place. There is something you do need to mend bridges over, because you've created hostilities over it. And I do believe it's like, I want to say it's like with the Simplify Your Life, it's stuff. It's, you have all this stuff, right? You want to protect your stuff. It's all about the stuff and what you give and that. And it's like, none of the stuff matters. None of it matters. all you're doing is creating hostilities and pushing people away. Okay? What's your... Okay, let's see what your potential outcome should you take the advice. Clear out just your old habits, your old perceptions. Okay, you're moving towards it says precognition, psychic ability, future vision. So you're moving towards being illuminating. I feel like illuminating, being able to receive communication that will help you in the future. This isn't a card saying you're going to become psychic. This is a card saying you need to trust yourself, your intuition more, in order to move you forward, to mend the bridges and simplify your life. Okay, you need to start getting out of your head and into your heart more. You need to unlock, because it feels like you have a beautiful heart, but you see how he's surrounded by all this darkness. It feels like you're just, it's almost like you're worried about everybody taking your stuff. Is just how I'm reading these cards. I think everybody's after your stuff. Okay? And that's creating hostilities for you. Okay, but yeah, you can move past all of that and just see a brighter future if you move past all of that. Okay, let's see what else. Let's get more. What else is Spirit, thank you, need to do? Yeah, you need to surround yourself with loving people, people who understand you, people that don't expect anything from you, that just want to be there for you. You need to, I feel like maybe you were surrounding yourself by people, you were attracting people that just wanted your stuff or just whatever, and that was what left you up in your head a little bit. Okay, you need to surround yourself with animals, good times, all that kind of stuff. And then you also need to release your guilt about something. Maybe your guilt for being greedy, or your guilt, yeah, something like that. You need to release just your guilt for being up in your head in the first place, right? And just create new beginnings with partnerships, that sort of stuff. Stop focusing on the past with the nostalgia. Focus on the here and now. So it's okay to have memories of the past, and maybe, take from the past certain experiences, good or bad, and learn and grow from that, but really remain here and now. Don't focus on, well, that guy did this in 1978 and I'm going to hate him forever. Like, stop. Like, that doesn't get you anywhere. Okay, so just focus on the here and now, and growing those partnerships, because you got a lot of twos in this as well. You have to change, definitely, the way you communicate with certain partners. Okay, And understand that all partnerships are valuable. Like, a lot of times we treat those closest to us like a bag of shit because maybe we have this idea in our head that they'll always be there. Okay? But everybody has boundaries, and everybody can only take so much before they just walk away. They like simplify their own lives, right? Because they're like, you know what, I don't need this anymore in my life. And so that's what they do. And it feels almost like there's an element of someone around you that maybe holds on to shit and doesn't want to mend bridges, and they're always hostile, and they're always like, and maybe your challenge is to take your power back, and be in your own, and surround yourself by people who empower you and love you, and just clear out that old programming and that old stories that you're telling yourself, kind of thing, and the old guilt and all that kind of stuff, right? And just follow your intuition, follow your feels, and whatever, stay away from the hostilities. Also follow your feels to stay away from the hostilities. Use your inner guidance as much as possible. Okay. Alright, so let's get some surrender cards, and then we'll get messages from the universe, and we'll leave that reading there, and we'll move on to pile 3. So, surrender card. What do you need to surrender? I guess this guy. You need to surrender frustration. Yeah, I feel like frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup, so you may approach a situation more calmly. Okay, so yeah, there's an element with this reading that, there's frustrations which lead to the hostilities, and there needs to be an element of owning your power in the situation in the first place, right? If everybody's just turning their back on you, there might be an element there of you need to take a deeper look at why that is, right? Okay. If you're being hostile, people don't want to be around you if you're hostile, right? You need to surrender your frustration. And if somebody around you is being hostile, you need to surrender and maybe move on from that person and move to people that love and support you and understand you. Okay? Message from the universe. We got the speak up card again. You need to speak up, stand your ground. Again, admit your side in this story, and just clean out, if it's a situation where you need to put your foot down, speak up and say, hey, I'm not going to put up with these hostile ways. I'm cleaning out the clutter. I'm going to surround myself with good people. Then just do that, right? But speak up, speak your piece, stand your ground, own your boundaries. Yeah, and you'll be fine. But just always follow your inner guidance. All right. Sweet. Okay, pile 3. Let's move on to pile 3. Pile 3, please, Spirit. Calling in the energies, guides, angels of pile 3 viewers, please, for their highest and best good. Only calling in the highest and best angels' guides. Okay. Good. Okay, let's use these guys. Okay, situation. Actually, let's use these guys. Oh, I can't decide. Oh, that could be a sign. That could be a sign. What's going on right now in your current situation? You can't decide something. Can't decide something. You have a choice. Let's see. Okay. Voila. And yeah. This came in reverse. It's the ascending the mountain. Okay? And that's what I just said. There's it feels like there's blocks and challenges in front of him. Or her. I don't know if what's that. So that tells me that you're having a difficult time making a choice about something in regards to that. Okay? Okay, good. Okay. Your challenge. Let's see what your challenge is. Your challenge is overcoming obstacles. Yeah, that's your challenge right now, is overcoming obstacles. Okay, and your current outcome. Your current outcome is an impasse. Okay, that's your current outcome. Okay, what advice does Spirit have? Let's use these guys, actually. What advice does Spirit have for you to keep moving forward, overcome these obstacles, and avoid this impasse? Okay, there's something you need to open. You're a bit closed off in your everyday. Something to do with your everyday you're closed off to. This could be an opportunity that you're closed off to. Also, communications. You're closed off to certain communications which are in your everyday. You're closed off to making a decision about discovering new possibilities, okay? The uncharted sea, you need to explore you need to explore this, right, with the open to discovery. So you need to open the door to something. It feels foreign, but it also, you got the foreign here, so it deals with your everyday. You're not sure which way to go about this because it feels unfamiliar, it feels new, it feels scary, it feels like he's on a boat and it looks like stormy waters. So yeah, you need to heal past that and figure out what direction you want to go. You have to embrace unions, because these are not unions but partnerships, because these are your routes to abundance. Okay, so there's a partnership I feel like that maybe will be very grounding and very good for you, but maybe really that's what this is about, is your obstacle is seeing this opportunity in the first place, or discovering this opportunity. Okay, that feels like what's happening here. But Spirit is saying you need to open up to the possibilities. You need to possibly explore and heal and move past and just take a leap forward in the unknown. You have to move forward with the unknown, because it's going to bring you towards the roots of abundance, but you're kind of at an impasse with that right now. Okay, what is your potential outcome if you take that advice? Please be good. Please be good. Okay, well, it is good. Okay, adventure. It will create an adventure for you. Okay, so opening to discovery, opening to new possibilities, unlocking that door to new possibilities and the unknown will not only create roots of abundance for you, but it's also going to bring you on an adventure. Into uncharted seas, I do believe. And with the shell, it's again, from the shell, I'm getting abundance and security and safety, all these types of things. It is more communication, better communication, manifesting something just by taking a leap of faith. Okay, right, and that really is your obstacle, is taking a leap of faith and moving towards something new. Okay. Okay, what does Spirit want you to surrender? Yeah, surrender unhealthy relationships. Okay, so this is definitely about a relationship. And moving forward possibly from bad relationships and moving towards something new, something fresh. And just moving in a new direction away from these relationships or situations that are unhealthy. Okay, let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable and toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and to be surrounded by positive people. So yeah, it feels like there's an element here of you taking a leap forward and walking away from things that no longer serve you, basically. Okay, and unhealthy, like, if you're surrounded by unhealthy relationships, unhealthy situations, and unhealthy people, that's all you're gonna be surrounded by. You're not giving yourself the opportunity to create that roots of abundance for yourself and that adventure, because you're always just going to be stuck with those people, stuck in those situations. It's always going to be drama. It's always going to be crap, basically, right? I don't know how better to say it. So sometimes, and there's an element here too of, maybe you have to surrender that stuff. Maybe you'll be at an impasse for a while. Well, it'll feel like nothing's going on. But then once you get to, you don't know what's on the other side of that wall. Something really big, something pretty awesome could be on the other side of that wall that leads you into the space of adventure and roots of abundance. But you'll never know unless you unlock that door and go see, right? But if you're surrounding yourself by those unhealthy things, you're never gonna know. Okay. What advice does Spirit have for you? Love yourself. That's probably the best way to end this reading, is just, find that love within yourself to move past these unhealthy relationships. You need to be brave enough to explore this uncharted sea. In order to do that, you need to love yourself first, right? Good. Okay. I think that was this pile 2 or pile 3. I think this is pile 3. I think. Anyways, if not, I'll see. Okay, I'm gonna leave the reading there, and yeah,